Buongiorno tutti, sono Joel, the accidental retiree qui in Italia. Buongiorno. Anyways, welcome everybody, benvenuti. We are outside the walls of the Vatican City. Welcome to part 2 of our travel series. This is the second etap. We will be spending almost the next 3 weeks in Italy. We are starting off in Rome. Just doing 3 days here, and it's kind of a fun and interesting story. But Jillian and I got married 25 years ago, Jillian.
25 years.
Well, it'll be 25 years in August. And we met this Italian couple, Corina and Elio, and we've stayed in touch with them for 25 years. And we've been to Rome a few times, and every time we come, we stay at the hotel that Elio owns, or his father used to own, but now Elio runs it. So we're here for 3 nights to have a little visit with them and just explore a little bit of Rome. We've been to Rome before, so we're just going to do a 3-nighter here. And then we're off to Sicily on Saturday. So pretty excited about that. So we'll do a video on our trip to Sicily because we're going to be taking a train. And it's been a long time since I've been on a train, and I love train travel. So I'm pretty stoked about that. Yeah, so we're just outside the walls of the Vatican City, and as many of you know, the Pope died. Peace and blessings be upon him. The new Pope is being elected, right, Jill? But he's not elected yet, and suppose there's like a Canadian in the mix. So we'll see if it's Canadian or Australian or an Italian or American. We were out for dinner last night at this excellent restaurant, and it's the same restaurant we ate at when we came here 24 years ago. When we came to Rome 24 years ago with our infant son, Nicholas Jack was 2 months old, and we came to Italy with him. We came for almost a month, I think, and we spent some time in Rome. We stayed for a couple days at Elio's hotel, and we went to this little restaurant where you could buy like a pizza for like €2 and a half liter of wine for like €1. I am excited to say the pizza was not very expensive. Yeah. It was €7 on average a pizza, and probably the most money we spent was we did buy a nice bottle of wine, but we only paid €20 for it. And probably that same wine, if we were to buy that in Mexico or Canada, we probably would have spent like $80 just because of the taxes and the markup. So we're actually able to get a pretty nice bottle of wine here for €20, and it was our cheapest dinner yet on this whole trip. And I'll do another video. Well, I already did the video on Turkey, so you've seen that. And one of the surprising things for us being back there was just the costs, especially in Istanbul, have definitely gone up. Now we were in the touristy section, so but we were hard pressed to get away with like a nice dinner with a bottle of wine and appetizers and a main course, for under €125. That was kind of like the standard. Now you could kind of go off to a little hidden corner and eat a lot cheaper, and I think next time we're in Istanbul we'll focus a little bit more on that. But yeah, it was not cheap, and so it was kind of nice when we went to the restaurant to see the €7 pizza. We could have got the house wine still for something like €5 for a half liter. So anyways, here we are in Rome. We're going to do a little walkabout. Again, we're lazy travelers, but we like to try to get the 10,000 plus steps in, so we're going to do that today. We're walking around the Vatican area. We're going to go find a cafe. So let's go find the best cafe in and around the Vatican. Huh?
Where are we here?
We're in the entrance of the Vatican City, Jillian. But see, Jillian and I are lazy travelers, so we're probably not going to go in. But we've seen the Vatican. We've been in there before, and we've gone to the Sistine Chapel. So we've done all that, so we're not going to repeat. But also, this is enjoyable. Like, it's still kind of cool to just take it all in, right? And you don't have to kind of get in the melee to enjoy it.
Yes, ChatGPT, what a perfect lazy food-focused day would look like.
So what was your exact prompt, Jillian? Your exact ChatGPT prompt?
It was just looking for a chill, lazy, walking day. I also said where we were, close to where we were, and more food focused.
And more food focused. Mm-hmm. So it already gave us it gave us a cafe. So that if you followed us before, you kind of know food is our destination. We like that. So I made the coffee shop the destination, and along the way to the coffee shop, we got to see all of this stuff. And right now we are, just checking out the Vatican City area.
Waiting for the puff of smoke, right?
Waiting for the puff of smoke. Everyone's standing patiently waiting for that puff of smoke.
They've elected the new Pope!
Oh, the other cool thing, which I love about Italy, is the little food trucks, which unlike in Canada, you can actually walk up and get a beer or a glass of wine, and you can see on the food truck there. And this one's probably, let me see if I can change to zoom in here. There's birra. Anyways, you can grab a beer, you can grab your little sandwich, and kind of away you go. So pro tip, not so much in Rome, but in Turkey, if you don't want to be bothered by people, just kind of walk on the end of one of these groups, and you won't get the guy trying to sell you a magic carpet. So yeah, if you kind of like latch onto a group and just kind of pretend you're with them, they're not going to stop you because they see that you're kind of within this group. All right, so we have a little Catholic pilgrimage here. This reminds me of when I used to be an altar boy and having to go to the Catholic Ukrainian church. So one of the prompts that Jillian did today was, again, food focus. So we found the cafe, and this cafe has been here since 1919, Jillian. And one of their famous, now we're sticking with just the traditional, so I actually ordered a cafe americano, but also coming with the little...
Cornetto.
Huh?
Cornetto.
Come with a little espresso. So, but one of their specials here too are espressos with chocolate. Very good, Jillian. All right, so next stop, according to ChatGPT for the lazy travelers, is Mercato Trionfale. So we're going to Mercato Trionfale, and what do we got to find there, Jillian? I have to find a walletito.
Yes.
Because I lost my wallet, which was just my money wallet, and unfortunately I had about 3,000 pesos in there. I don't even know why I had 3,000 pesos in there, but I did. Luckily enough, though, all my Turkish lira, which wasn't much, was in my little bag. But what had happened was, we were in the taxi, the guy was dropping us off, and he was pulling the scam on me, and I had pulled the money out purposely to count it. And then he started kind of arguing a little bit because he thought it should be 600 lira, and I'm like, no, I know it should be only 300, and I'm going to give you 400. He's like, oh, no, I'm just trying to give you 20 lira change. And it's just kind of like how they make themselves feel better after they get caught in their scam. But anyways, in all the excitement, I must have had my little wallet on my lap, and I must have got up, and then it just fell in the taxi. And anyway, someone got my pesos. I hope it goes to a good cause, and that's about all I can say. So I got to buy a walletito. Alright, little update. Well, il mercato è chiuso. So that's unfortunate, but hey, when in Rome, you just go on ChatGPT and ask, well, what's the next thing I could do? So that's what I got Jillian doing right now. Anyways, we're the lazy travelers, so we really don't care. We're still enjoying ourselves. We're sitting on this little step, just enjoying a little bit of shade and our time wandering the beautiful city of Rome. Alright, so when you're in Italy at a restaurant, you always think of ordering wine, vino rosso, vino bianco, but it's not often you think of birra. Or if you think of birra, you just think of the traditional Italian beers. But on the menu they had some local artisanal beers from one brewery, and they had 4 that we could choose from. So I went with the IPA, and Jillian went with the Saison. And we just ordered a little bruschetta. Look at this bruschetta, hold on. Jillian ordered the bruschetta. I think those bruschettas are too small, hey Jill?
They're tiny.
And just a little salad, and we'll go from there. All right, everybody. Well, I think that's a wrap, Jillian. And no lazy day in Italy is complete without stopping for a little gelato in this nice little piazza. Lots of energy. We've got people in the little cafes, sipping wine, drinking aguas, and what's Aperol spritz. And anyways, we had this beautiful gelato. I'm having the dulce de leche, and Jillian had she can't remember. Caramello. Allora, well, that's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoy our day one in the beautiful Città di Roma. And on that note, nos vemos hasta luego and ciao.